Bradley Beal is a player that is in a similar situation as Zach Lavine, but Phoenix is trying to unload Bradley Beal. And my God, I almost lost my mind when I saw the Bulls' name mentioned. We're going to talk about that right after this. All right, what's going on, Bulls Nation? So the Phoenix Suns are being desperate right now because they do want to have Jimmy Butler on their team, and I get it. He's a much better fit. It fits their timeline with KD in there and Book. But this is the report on X that I've seen earlier. I mean, NBA Central said, it's an X, so you take it with a grain of salt. But the Chicago Bulls are favorites to land Bradley Beal. Why? Like, do we know something that we don't? I mean, if this ever happens, like the entire front office needs, not that they don't need to be fired right now, but this is a more than malpractice if this ever happens on any level. I mean, the Phoenix Suns only have one pick to trade. All of their picks, and that's in 30-31. All of their picks are owed or swapped. There's conditions to it. So it's not like, okay, you swap Bradley Beal for example, Zach Lavine, and then you get two picks. If that is the case, because their contract has the same timeline, okay, I get it. If we're getting two first round picks, for example. But man, because if you get acquired Bradley Beal, if you think trading Zach Lavine is impossible, man, can you imagine trading a guy with no trade clause that is making $7 million more than Zach Lavine and $9 million on the last year? That is crazy. Like I said, even if it's a straight swap, you need at least two first round picks to help out the Phoenix Suns. Because obviously, Phoenix needs some help here to acquire Jimmy Butler because Miami doesn't want to absorb Bradley Beal, and rightfully so, because their front office is not idiots. They're not complete idiots like what we have here if they ever do this deal. I don't care who you're sending to Phoenix, if it's Zach Lavine, or it's even worse if it's not Zach Lavine. For example, if they throw in Nikola Vucevic and Lonzo Ball to get Bradley Beal, and you still have Zach Lavine on your lineup, that is malpractice right there. I can get it why they won't trade Zach Lavine at this point. It's because maybe there's no takers, or maybe you just don't want to pay the 15% trade kicker, perhaps, and maybe you just want to roll out. Like I said before, it looks like the Bulls are trying to win, and maybe Zach Lavine is the best chance of them winning compared to the other offers for Zach Lavine. I don't know what the case is, but maybe the best option for the front office at this time, what they're thinking is keep Zach Lavine. I don't agree with that, but but I can even understand it from that standpoint, from the business standpoint of it. Like, they would sell more tickets, we would win games, maybe we'd get into the playoffs, all of that. I mean, can you still do that with Bradley Beal? Perhaps, but you're also, my God, can you imagine a lineup of Zach Lavine and Bradley Beal at the same team? That is, I would probably stop watching the Bulls altogether if they ever pull up a move like that. That is just ridiculous move. Again, maybe a straight Zach for Beal. Let's say a 3-team trade, like Zach would go to Miami, Beal would go to the Bulls with two first rounders, and Jimmy would go to the Phoenix. I'm cool with that as long as it's a minimum of two first rounders, because you're giving up flexibility more because you're giving up $9 million more to get Bradley Beal, who is a worse player and older than Zach Lavine. Injury wise, he also missed a lot of games. You need to be compensated if you're going to be the third team. And they're talking about the third team, to help out Phoenix Suns because they need a third team to facilitate this trade. Why would any third team want Bradley Beal if they're not getting compensated? The thing is, the Phoenix Suns have nothing to compensate the third team for. Their only pick is 30-31. And that's what, like 6 years from now? If the Bulls could not trade Zach Lavine, and if Bradley Beal gets traded first without any compensation, the Bulls front office needs to get fired. Because Zach Lavine is a better trade asset, a better player, a better contract than Bradley Beal. It just doesn't make sense that If Phoenix can get off Bradley Beal's contract and the Bulls can't get off Zach, either the front office values Zach with like 2 first rounders, which is not what I've heard. I heard there's just no market for Zach, even expiring. The Bulls are looking for expiring. They can't even get expiring. But if they can get Jimmy Butler for Bradley Beal, I mean, I'd get straight Jimmy Butler from the Heat right now for the reasons I said before in the trade. Like, getting Jimmy Butler is a lot better than Bradley Beal. Not because we want to use Jimmy Butler, but we want him to opt out. Now we got out of Zach's contract 2 years earlier. And if he opts in, you still got out of the Zach Lavine contract for 1 year earlier. Again, if the Bulls gets in it, even if you're Detroit Pistons, right? Why would you want Bradley Beal if Zach Lavine is available for $7 million cheaper now and $9 million at the end of his contract? Why would you want that? Also, Zach is younger, 2 years younger. And also at the end of their contract, like I said, almost $10 million cheaper than Bradley Beal is almost going to make $60 million when he's 33 years old. Or 34. If the Bulls, if the Suns, and I'm not even talking about being a part of the 3-team deal, if the Suns can unload Bradley Beal without giving up significant package, which they can't anyway since they don't have any picks, and the Bulls can't get off Zach, I would, not that I haven't yet, like I said, the front office needs to be fired immediately. Immediately. But let me know in the comments down below. How do you feel about... Look, have you seen that? I'm going to post it again, this screenshot, where they said the Bulls are favorite to land Bradley Beal. That is just absurd, in my opinion. That is just malpractice. Why is that a thing anyway? I do not know. But let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.